Hi, people that are watching this in the future. My head's not in there. Yeah. I'm gonna wait for a little bit for some people to log on to the live stream. Mingy's here with me today. Hopefully he's gonna be a good boy, but no promises. He's got some energy. Hi, my name is Bobbie. This is Mingus Cornelius LaForge, and today we will be doing Yin Yoga, right? So we're gonna chill out. Hopefully he'll chill out, but he might not. Yeah, Aries Yin. So we're gonna get started. Oh yeah. So I like to have a lot of props for Yin Yoga. So I have a bolster, a blanket. You want a strap today. I had it out in case we would need it. Hi. So yeah, we'll be working on a lot of heart openers today. And then some like energizing yin poses, including some gentle inversions. Me too. So yeah, let's get started. If you don't have yoga props, you can grab like just a couple pillows, a couple blankets, and use those. And instead of blocks, if you have books that are about the size of yoga blocks, otherwise you can use pillows very similarly to blocks. Let me get out. All right. Okay, we're gonna get started in a comfortable cross-legged seat. So take a seat. You can feel free to sit up on a blanket, a bolster, a pillow, a block, whatever you have if you'd like, or just sit on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Begin to close the eyes and rest the hands, rest the backs of the hands on the thighs, so that the palms face upward to kind of invite in just a little more energy. Because Aries is a really energizing or energetic sign. We're gonna still be toning, like chilling, being chill today, but just like a little bit of an energetic quality for tonight's yin practice. If you haven't already, close the eyes, relax the face, and begin to lengthen and slow down the breath. Really focusing on each inhale and each exhale so that you're able to let go of whatever happened before you came here today and let go of what might happen after. Allow yourself to be present. Listen to the sound of your breath, maybe even incorporating Ujjayi breath, if that's in your practice, by constricting the back of the throat and making a ha sound, but with the lips closed. Taking nice, full, even inhales and exhales. With each inhale, feel the belly and chest rise and expand, filling up the lungs completely. And with each exhale, feel the chest and then the belly lower, feel them contract as you empty out the lungs completely. So Aries is, the symbol for Aries is the ram. They can be pretty stubborn, hot-headed people sometimes. It's associated with the planet Mars, also known as the planet of war and energy. It is a fire sign, so the fire element it's associated with. Very energetic, passionate, fiery. There are 3 triplicities or qualities in the zodiac: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Aries is a cardinal sign, and they start every season out. So we're starting out spring right now. And they are also known as the idea people and the leaders of the zodiac. The main color associated with Aries is red, but other fiery colors too are kind of on the Aries color palette, if you will. So like mustard, gold, orange. And you can't really tell, but my pants are dark red. And my shirt's red. So the body parts that Aries rules are the head, the face, and the eyes. So we'll be doing a little bit of eyeball exercises, and I kind of figured getting into a small inversion to kind of get the blood flowing down toward the head would be something good to do for Aries, or for your head and face. And our mantra for this week is I am. Some keywords you may think of when you think of Aries are initiator, assertive, courageous, proud, energetic, bold, and devoted. Let's take a few more deep inhales and exhales as you feel really grounded down through the sit bones and legs. Shoulder blades rolling down the back, sitting up nice and tall. Back of the neck is nice and long, and the crown of the head reaches up toward the sky. And from here, you can either stay practicing deep breathing, meditation, or we can take pranayama practice or breath work. The pranayama I wanted to work on today is called Kapalabhati, or skull shining breath. And it's really fast, forceful exhales, but automatic inhales. And we'll start by doing a round of 12. Take a break with one regular inhale and exhale. Then we'll do a round of 24, break, and then a round of 36. But you should not practice this breath if you have high blood pressure or if you're pregnant or menstruating. If you are any of those things, you can sit, meditate, breathe deep. But if you are taking Kapalabhati, I'll demonstrate real quick. If you'd like, you can take your hands to your belly, but you can keep them on the thighs if you'd like. But taking them onto the belly can kind of help you use your belly to force the exhales out, because you really want to use the abdomen. This breath is very energizing, warming, helps you focus, and it also can strengthen the abdomen a little bit. So we don't do much strengthening in yin, but it's just a little bit of strengthening with our breath work today. So I'll demonstrate first, and you might want to do it. Try with your mouth open first. So I'll do it with my mouth open first. Take a deep inhale, and then, and you really feel your belly pull in and out. And the inhales are automatic, and then you can try it with the lips closed. All right. So hopefully you're ready. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we can try it all together for a round of 12. First, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale to begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to begin 24. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to begin 36. Inhale. Exhale. Take a moment to notice how the body feels now, how the mind feels. And then when you're ready, switch the cross of your legs. So bring the whichever leg you had on top or in front back and switch, probably the more awkward side. Still sitting up nice and tall. You can still sit up on tops, hands to the thighs with the palms facing upward. We're going to stretch into the neck a little bit. Actually, let's stretch it. Let's do some eye exercises. With wearing glasses, you want to take them off. And I can't really see anything on the screen right now, so we're going to cover our eyes anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So bring the hands to heart center for a moment and just start rubbing the palms together, creating some friction and heat, especially if your hands are cold, And I want to put them over your eyes. And we're also looking to find warmth today, warmth in the body, because we're in Aries season, which is a fire sign. All right, once the hands are nice and warm, bring the palms over the eyes. And as you have the palms over your eyes, open the eyes as wide as you can. And then blink a few times, opening up as wide as you can each time you open them. Remember to keep breathing. Now keep them open. Bring the gaze upward. Take an inhale. Keep them super wide open. Bring the gaze to the right. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the gaze down towards the earth, trying to keep the eyes open as best you can. You can blink when needed. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale. Exhale, bring the gaze back up toward the sky. And then we'll switch directions. Exhale, bring the gaze to the left. Inhale. Bring the gaze down, keeping the eyes super wide, as open as wide as you can. Exhale to the right. Exhale back up toward the sky. And now we're going to move the eyeballs left to right a little bit. Still trying to keep the eyes open as wide as you can, and you can blink when needed. Remember to keep breathing. That reminder was for myself too. And then we'll move the eyes up and down. Keeping the eyes open, eyelids open as wide as you can as you move the eyeballs up and down. Keep breathing. And then we'll go in circles in one direction. The other direction. Close the eyes, remove the hands. And then slowly blink the eyes open, letting the eyes adjust to the light. You can put your glasses back on if you need them. I only teach with my glasses on so I can see what's going on. I usually don't practice with them on. Anywho, neck stretches. Bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Close the eyes, relax the face. You can stay right here to add some intensity. Maybe bring the right arm out to the right and downward. You can stay here, or maybe bring the left hand to the right side of the head, gently pulling, very gently pulling down on the head. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the muscles. Send the breath into the right side of the neck. On your next exhale, release the hands, move the head down through center and over towards the right. So right ear towards right shoulder. Shoulders rolling down away from the ears. You can stay right here. Maybe bring the left fingertips out and down to the left. Maybe bring the right hand to the left side of the head. Breathe into that left side of the neck. And close the eyes, relax the face. Exhale, bring the head back down to center. This time hold it here. Maybe begin to round the spine a little bit, stretching out the back of the neck. Maybe interlace the hands behind the head, gently pulling downward on the head, but very gently. Send the breath into the back of the neck. On your inhale, lift the head up. You can keep the hands at the back of the head if you had them there. If you didn't, bring the hands to interlace at the back of the head. Tilt the head back. Use the hands for support so you don't crunch in the back of the neck. Maybe close the lips to really stretch out that front of the front of the throat, the front of the neck. And breathe. Carefully release the hands, bring the head back to center. We'll do some slow circles in one direction. We'll do about 3. Inhale at the top. Exhale down through center. Inhaling gently, tilting the head back. Exhale down through center. Inhale, tilt the head back. Exhale down through center. And then switch directions. Once you've done about 3 on the next side, recenter the head. And then from here, make your way to your belly to set up for Sphinx Pose. And I should have said before, but if you do want to come into shoulder stand later, try to have at least 2 blankets, depending on the thickness of the blankets. But you're going to need a pretty couple, maybe like 3 to 4 inches thick of blanket. Anywho. So yeah, we'll come back to our Sphinx Pose now. So going onto the belly, you can bring the feet a little wider than you normally would in a Hatha or Vinyasa class. Bring the forearms out in front of you with the palms facing down. Elbows can be right underneath the shoulders, maybe a couple inches in front of the shoulders. For more intensity, you'll bring them further underneath the shoulders. For less, you'll bring them further forward. But try not to bring the elbows too far back so that you're crunching here. You want to keep that heart lifted. Relax the belly. You can even add a blanket underneath the forearms or underneath the hips if you'd like. Gaze is straight out in front of you, but close the eyes and relax the face. Breathe into the belly, opening the heart. On your next exhale, slowly lower the left right ear to the mat. Bring the hands above you in like a little diamond shape. Then bring the right knee up towards that right elbow. Release the low back for a few breaths. Then reach that right leg back behind you. Come back up onto the forearms once again. Elbows either right underneath the shoulders or slightly in front. You can stay in your Sphinx pose, or if you'd like to take it a little further, turn the fingertips out, press into the palms, and lift the elbows up for seal. To intensify this stretch, you can walk the hands in, keep the hips grounded, shoulder blades rolling down the back, and belly is relaxed, legs are relaxed. Gaze is straight out in front of you, but the eyes are closed. The face is relaxed. Open up the heart. Finding your edge, the balance between effort and ease. The point in the pose where you feel sensation, but it's not too overwhelming. It should never be painful. And it's not too underwhelming so that you don't feel anything. Use your breath to help you let go of tension. On your next exhale, slowly lower down, bringing the left ear to the mat. Hands come back into that little diamond shape above the head, and then the left knee bends up towards the left elbow. Releasing the low back for a few breaths. Carefully reach that left leg back behind you. Press up to hands and knees, tabletop position. From your tabletop position, keep the hips up nice and high, but reach the arms out in front of you, reaching the heart down towards the earth. Maybe bring forehead either onto the ground block or pillow, blanket, whatever you have. Or maybe you reach the chest and chin onto the ground. But remember, we'll be here for a little bit longer. So find your edge again. You may notice the longer you hold the pose, the longer you breathe into those areas of tension, that you might even be able to go further into the pose. Or you might not, and that's fine too. On your next inhale, begin to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then exhale, take a cat pose. Round the spine very gently and slowly. Inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop position. And then step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. I'm going to pad my back knee. You can too if you feel like it. So the toes are going to point slightly outward, the heels slightly inward. Make sure the knee is pointing in the same direction as the toes, and make sure the knee is also right above the ankle. If it's coming forward like this, you can take your hand and use it to help you take a longer stance. From here, you can step on the palms. Maybe you bring blocks or pillows underneath the hands for some height. Or you can start to come down to the forearms, maybe bringing blocks or pillows underneath the forearms as well. Really just relax into the pose Try not to worry about reaching the heart forward. You can even let the head hang or maybe place a block or pillow underneath the head if you're down on your forearms. Breathe into those hips. Dragon pose. Fire breathing dragon. On your next inhale, if you lower it onto the forearms, come back up to the palms. Everyone, step that right knee back to meet the left in your tabletop. And then step the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand, toes pointing slightly outward, knee or heel pointing slightly inward, and the knee pointing in the same direction as the toes. Make sure the left knee is above the left ankle. You can stay up on the palms, maybe bring your hands on blocks, books, or pillows, a bolster. Or you can begin to lower down onto the forearms, maybe bringing forearms to pillow, bolster, blocks, whatever you have. You can feel free to let the spine round, let the head hang heavy, maybe even bring some props underneath the head as well. Send the breath into the areas where you feel the most sensations, maybe that left hip. This side is definitely tighter on me. Notice which side might feel a little more tight to you, might need a little extra attention. Just observing, try not to make any judgments or about these things, or just observe, notice, and breathe into those areas. On your next inhale, if you lower it down to the forearms, come back up to the palms. This time, instead of stepping that left foot back, you're going to tuck the back toes underneath and step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, sinking down into the hips. Toes are still pointing out, knees or heels pointing in, knees and toes pointing in the same direction. I'm going to face this way so you can see a little better. For our squat, we're going to be here a little bit longer than we normally would in a Hatha Vinyasa class. It's yin. So I'm going to put a block underneath the sit bones to kind of rest on it. If you don't, you have a block, you could use a book, a couple pillows, or maybe a couple bolsters. And if you don't have any of those things, you can either roll up a blanket, place it underneath the heels, or even fold the mat over a couple times, place it underneath the heels if you notice your heels are coming up off the ground. Bring the hands to heart center, gently pressing the knees out with the elbows. Close the eyes, relax the face. Find stillness in both the body and the mind. From here, carefully bring the hands down in front of you. Press into the soles of the feet to lift the hips up very slowly. Keep the head hanging low. Parallel the feet. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you need, and let the body hang over the legs. Relax the arms either down towards the ground or maybe clasp opposite elbows. You can have the feet about hips width distance apart, maybe a little wider today. Really make sure you're relaxing the head and neck completely. Maybe give it a little shake, yes and no, to do so. Feel the blood moving toward the face, into the crown of the head. Little baby inversion here. You may not really think it's an inversion, but it definitely is, getting your head below the heart. And if you haven't already, close the eyes, relax the face. Send the breath into the back of the legs, the low back. Feel the joints and the ligaments lengthening as you breathe. If you clasped opposite elbows, release the arms down. Everyone bring a nice deep bend into the knees. Try to keep the head below the heart as long as you can. Slowly make your way first onto your butt and then roll all the way onto your back. And then we'll set up for a little mini inversion. So you can either take shoulder stand or waterfall pose. Waterfall is going to be a little more gentle. So I'll start by demonstrating that one. You'll need a block or a book or a couple pillows. You're going to lie on your back, bring the soles of the feet onto the earth, press the hips up, place your props, whatever props you're using, underneath the sacrum, and then reach the legs up toward the sky. You may need to adjust your props a little bit depending, because it should be fairly, and maybe adjust the height and stuff too. It should be pretty easy, not easy, but it shouldn't be super hard to keep your legs up. So if it is, you may just need to adjust your props a little bit. Then your second option is shoulder stand, and we're going to do it with 2 blankets. You don't have to, but I like to because it helps keep the natural curve of your spine. So you can either use 2 blankets if you have like the same thickness of blankets as I do, or if you have a thicker blanket, you might be able to use 1. But I folded mine into almost a square. And it should be about like 3 to 4 inches thick. Then you're gonna lie back onto your blankets. I gotta move my hood. And the blankets should land right below the head, so they should be supporting the whole back of the neck. Then you'll place the palms down on the earth and begin to lift the feet up overhead into your plow pose first. Bring the hands to the upper back, elbows squeezing in. And you can watch this first before you try it, because you don't want to look from side to side while you're doing this. Then reach one leg up at a time. We'll hold for about 10 to 20 breaths. Try to close the eyes, relax the face. Notice where you're holding on to tension. It's really easy to hold on to tension in this pose. So where can you relax? Relax the face. Relax the legs, even though they're lifting up. You do need a little bit of muscle engagement to stay up. Try to relax the shoulders a little bit. Relax the belly as much as you can. You can either stay up in your shoulder stand if you're in shoulder stand, or begin to bend the knees, or actually let's reach the feet back into plow pose first. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you begin to bend the knees, bringing them by the ears. Into snail pose. Take a few breaths here. And if you're in shoulder stand or snail, slowly begin to make your way down into plow first if you're in shoulder stand still, or both, everyone, and then slowly Using the support of your hands, roll down the spine until you make it all the way to the ground. If you're in your waterfall, bring the feet back on the floor, press the hips up to remove your blocks or props off to the side. And then we'll all come into supported fish. So if you're using blocks, find those again. Otherwise, you can find a pillow or 2 or 3, however many you like to use. Or maybe even a rolled up blanket, maybe a bolster. I'm going to use my blocks. I'm going to take 1 block on the medium height, 1 block on the low height. You can have your blocks on any height that you'd like. The bottom block, or the first block, is going to go right at the bottom edge of the shoulder blades. The second block will go underneath the head. If you're using pillows, place the pillows underneath the shoulder blades, or bolster, or rolled up blanket. And you can decide if you want to have a block or pillow underneath your head or not. It's up to you. Arms can either be down by the sides. Soles of the feet can either be on the earth, or reach the legs out long in front of you. Or you can bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows above the head. Okay. Close the eyes, relax the face, relax the belly, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Taking deep belly breaths in and out through the nose. Opening up the front body. If you clasp opposite elbows above the head, release the arms down. I could stay in this pose forever, but we gotta come out. If you brought the knees wide, bring the hands to the outer thighs to help you bring the legs back toward one another. Everyone carefully roll off to one side, off of your props. Move them off to the side. And then we'll end with a supine twist before Shavasana. So come back to lie back down on your backs. Bring the arms out wide to a T or a cactus shape with the palms facing upward. Bring the legs to about a 90-degree bend. Take an inhale. As you exhale, gently let the legs fall over to the left side. Keep that right shoulder grounded. The legs may not come all the way down to the floor, and that's okay. You can place props underneath them if you'd like. Maybe bring the left hand to the right outer thigh. Inner gaze can either be straight up at the sky or over the right shoulder. Notice where you're clenching or gripping and really let go. Soften into the pose. Breathe into the belly. Finding length in the spine with each inhale. And using your exhales to help you sink further into the pose. On your next inhale, gently lift the legs back up through center. And then exhale, let them gently fall to the right side. Keep the left shoulder grounded. Your legs may not come all the way down to the ground, and that's totally fine. You can always place props underneath them like blankets, pillows, bolsters, blocks. Maybe bring the right hand to the left outer thigh. Try not to pull on it, just let it gently rest there. Gaze can either be straight up at the sky or over the left shoulder. Close the eyes, relax the face. Use your breath to help you really soften into the pose. On your next inhale, lift the legs back up through to center. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment, maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And then when you're ready, set yourself up for Shavasana. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Or bring the soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Or bring the soles of the feet on the ground, knees pointing up, feet wide, knees falling toward one another. You can bring props underneath the knees like blocks, pillows, or rolled up blanket. Snuggle the shoulder blades underneath the back. Tuck the chin slightly so the back of the neck is long. Arms are resting down by the sides with the palms facing upward. Take up space here. So maybe even bring the legs a little wider, the arms a little wider. And let the body sink into the ground, into the earth. If you haven't already, close the eyes. Relax the face. Take a few last deep breaths to sigh out or to let go of your thoughts. Allow yourself to be present. And then relax every single muscle in the body, starting with the toes, the feet, the lower legs, the knees, the thighs, the hips. Relax the belly, the chest, the entire spine, the shoulders. Relax the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the hands, and each and every finger. Relax the neck, unclench the jaw, relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth, unfurl the eyebrows, feel the eyes sink into their sockets, and relax the crown of the head. Shavasana. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana longer, please do. But if you're ready to come out, start by lengthening the breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. Rock the head from side to side. And reach the arms up overhead, the legs out long in front of you. Squeeze the legs together for morning stretch. Then hug the knees into the chest and carefully roll onto the left side. Feel free to rest here for a moment. And whenever you're ready, trying to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze, make your way up into a comfortable cross-legged seat at the top of your mat. Excuse me. Once you've arrived in your seat, reclose the eyes if you opened them. Sit up nice and tall, taller than you have all day. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch the top. Exhale through the mouth. Hands to heart center. Bow the chin towards the heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for carving this time out of your day to be present, to breathe, to find stillness. And I thank you for joining me. I'm going to end with a quote from the great Aries Maya Angelou. She was born April 4th, 1928. Courage, the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Bring the thumb knuckles up to the third eye space. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hope you had a good class and were able to connect to your inner Aries, or if you are an Aries, happy Aries season. Thank you again, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like my videos if you like them. Let me know if there's anything you want to work on in any future classes. I only have 2 more classes left before I take a break for the month of April, but I'm already coming up with ideas for new live streams. I'll probably only do 2 live streams a week for the summer. But if you're in Milwaukee, I will be starting to teach 2 classes a week at my friend's studio, and I'm planning on doing some outdoor classes once it gets nice out, and will be available for private lessons as well. So join me on Saturday for my last energizing vinyasa class for a while at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Aries, I can't think of the word. Aries is an Aries class. And then my final class for a month-long break. I might be doing some pop-up classes in April, but we'll see what happens. My final class for the month, though, will be Tuesday, Yoga for Cyclists at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Feel free to come onto my channel anytime that you'd like to practice any past classes. And thank you again. Please donate if you can. I have Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, which are all listed on my social media. And anything is greatly appreciated. Thank you again, and I hope you have a really good night. Bye.